We're taking a break from the desert heat and heading into the mountains north of Phoenix, where we'll find cooler temperatures and a few ghost towns to explore.
We're just in the truck today. We're not taking Mean Joe out, but we're going to go down to an area where there's an abandoned town. So it's called Castle King. Mike is out deflating the tires right now, so we'll have an easier ride. So we'll see how that goes.
Most of the ride should be pretty easy, but a little less air really does make the ride better. Signs warned us of the treacherous journey ahead. The last one was particularly ominous. I guess this is the last guy who ignored the signs. To the left, we had a great view of our destination in the Bradshaw Mountains. The first town we encountered on our route is Bumble Bee. Established in 1863, Bumble Bee was a cavalry outpost and a stagecoach stop. The town vanished with the demise of the stagecoach and the mining in the surrounding areas. Attempts to reinvigorate the town in the 30s and the 60s both failed, and there's not much to see here today. Before we got too far along our route, we wanted to enjoy some hiking. So we turned off the road at the Badger Springs Wash Trail.
The trail just goes on like this until it ends at a waterfall. We didn't even know if there would be water in the waterfall, much less that we'd be just walking right along the stream and in the stream the whole time. Beautiful. He's crawling right now, but when he wants to swim backwards, boy, he's fast. So many.
We took some time to take in the sights and sounds, then it was back on the road. From here, we were on our way to Cleator, which was established in 1864 under the name Turkey Creek Mining District. The name was changed to Cleator in 1925 when James P. Cleator took possession of the town. As we got closer to town, we could see some pretty significant mining remains to the left of the road. One last hill, and the town came into view. Many of these historic structures are still occupied, which was a little surprising given their condition. Overall, the town did not fare well with the decline in mining, but the bar and general store are still open for business and are quite popular. We stopped for a few moments to stretch our legs and take a few pictures. Unfortunately, we weren't able to check out the bar today, so we were back on the road pretty quickly. Once we left Cleator, we were on a section of the road that was once known as Murphy's Impossible Railroad. Completed in 1904, the Crown King branch of the Bradshaw Mountain Railroad got its nickname because of the steep terrain between the two towns, requiring the tracks to climb over 2,000 feet. The tracks were torn up in 1927 after the railroad was abandoned, leaving what is now known as Crown King Road. We really started gaining some elevation now, and the views were getting spectacular. Found a little spot to pull off the road and use the tailgate for our picnic. The views and the cooler temperatures made this a perfect spot to break for lunch. And the cookies were pretty good too. After lunch, we would start the final segment of the drive to Crown King. The road would continue to climb, but it was still a pretty easy drive. But the roadside drop-offs are probably not ideal for those with a fear of heights. Being an old railroad grade, the road never really got too steep. Finally rolling into Crown King, it was like we were in a different world. We started this short trip in the desert, and now we were surrounded by towering pine trees in a pine forest. There are still some interesting remnants of the town's mining heritage scattered around the area, like this old truck. Current home to 133 residents, Crown King was fully electrified in 1897 and had over 500 buildings, including 2 Chinese restaurants. As the largest mine in the area, Crown King Mine produced over $2 million worth of gold. With the mine closed since the 1950s, tourism is the main source of income, and the Crown King Saloon has maintained its place as the center of activity. The saloon was originally in the nearby mining town of Oro Bella until it was disassembled and brought to Crown King piece by piece in 1910. Convenient walking distance from the saloon stands the Chapel of the Crown King, which is a replica of the historic church that was built by miners in the late 1800s. Since we are still trying to adhere to the standards of social distancing, we did make a pretty quick pass through town. A quick U-turn, and we were headed back the way we came. We couldn't believe it, but the views on the way down were even more spectacular. A few minutes out of town, we pulled off to investigate a hiking trail that we noticed on the way up. The trail was really steep and runs all the way to the bottom of that canyon. It was a quite well-defined trail, but it looked tough. Just a couple more tight switchbacks, and the road began to level out again. Now that the bumpiest roads were behind us, it was time to air the tires back up for the highway. And the new compressor did a great job. From there, we hit pavement and I-17 in no time. We hope you enjoyed riding along with us on this adventure. See you soon.